Welcome, 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 beautiful people, welcome. So today we are asking, where are you at in the awakening process? Where are you at in your awakening process? We are going to pick 3 cards that will that will represent the piles. We got pile number 1, and we got pile number 2. Trying to out a new method here, so this camera situation is a little bit weird. Let's see here. And 3. So, okay, we got pile number 1 with pleasure. Pile number 2 with the voyage. Pile number 3 with taking risks. All right, this is very exciting. So we have, where are you at in the awakening process? And we have pile number 1. We have pile number 2. And we got pile number 3. And we are asking, where are you at? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you in the awakening process? Oh no. And so you feel drawn to a pile. So how do you do that? Like you just, whichever pile you feel drawn to, that's going to be the probably most precise message for you. And whichever pile you feel attracted to or drawn to is, it can be one or it can be several. Follow your intuition and just knock yourself out. If you want to listen to more than one, then that's perfectly fine. That's normal. And if you just want to listen to one, that's normal. That's okay. And where are you at in the awakening process? Maybe I should bring these ones in. Not so sure about these cards, but I'll bring it on here and see what they do. We'll see what they do. So that was the oracle cards. Meow. Then I'm gonna do the tarot cards. Where are you? Where are you at in the awakening process? That's what we're asking. Where are you at in the awakening process? Which, in my opinion, our job here on planet Earth is to awaken. And that is also our biggest gift, is to awaken. Then life becomes so much better. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Getting out of the confusion and the fear. And all of a sudden, and the constant stream of thoughts, never resting, never sitting down. And then all of a sudden, you're starting to open your eyes a little bit, see a little bit more colors. The world looks a little bit better. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. I am very excited to dive into these cards and check it out and see what kind of stories come out on this topic. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And pile number 1 is going to be pleasure. That is a big part of your awakening process. At the moment we have voyage. And that pile number 2 is going to be a big part of your awakening process these days. And then we have taking risks, which is going to be pile number 3. It's going to be in your big part of your awakening process these days. And that's it. And I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. We are asking, so where are you at in the awakening process? So you have chosen the card Pleasure, and pleasure is pleasure. And in this card here, pleasure is saying something about, with the meadows here, it's calling for openness, calm and relaxation. And these are places where the traveler can stop and renew their spirit. And the simple pleasures, like stop and smell the roses, the little things in life, embrace your sensuality. This is less about being productive and more about being in the moment. And let's see, now we're going to reveal the oracle cards. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we have Triumph of Lies, Triumph of Lies. We have Orphaned. We have Always Do Your Best. Your best is changing all the time. See if there's room for right here. Put it right here. And we have Divine Wisdom. And then we have I Lived My Life Through You. A lot of times people will do that. So just like that, see. Okay, so, yep. And then let's see those. So, Triumph of Lies. This card here is a mannequin with a dress on. There's actually many mannequins with a dress on, and there is no head. So this part in the awakening process can be like identifying with not the deep I, but with the dress that you're wearing, or what you look like, what your clothes look like. And so emptiness will come, emptiness can, and it will come when you realize there is nothing underneath the dress, right? So we're carving out a mask of expectations. Behaviors, values to live by, rules to live by. And this is the outer, like, so inside of the mask, envy is growing, vanity takes root. There's a lack of self-confidence. Like you don't really have a deep self-confidence. You just wiggle around in that new dress, and then you feel good, and then someone says something or they looks at you differently, and then you are insecure and you're feeling not confident anymore. And so the confidence that is associated with the dress is just, it's shallow. It's shallow. And We were all born without a thing on our bodies. Like we came out in this world in our pure, beautiful, naked skin, just like that. And that was good enough. Actually, that was really very beautiful and wonderful. And so part of the awakening process is to realize that you are not your labels. You are not a label. You are deeper than that. You are more than that. And when you're rooted in labels or ego, you are fully identified with the tag or the label. So the lies, the portray who you want to be seen as, what you want to be seen as. And the pleasure card is calling for you to look at the simple things. It doesn't have to be all that complicated. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be all that stuff. It can just be the simple things like slowing down and looking at your surroundings and being in the surroundings and enjoying the surroundings. And here with the orphan card, like orphan, sitting there by yourself, having no one around, identity crisis, sense of loss, recognizing that you don't fit in with the other dresses. So when you start your awakening process, you are going to alienate yourself from the group that you have already been or before been with, because unless the group is also going through the awakening process, you are going to alienate yourself from them, and you might feel like an orphan for a little while until you find a new group of people who are also awakening and who also understand that you are more than a dress. You are more than your hair. You are more than your nails and your new shoes. You are much more than that. And they can bring up a long feeling of uncertainty. And this is where you need courage. Pile number one, you're going to need courage to stand in your truth, stand your ground, and keep on keeping on. And don't worry about the other dresses. When they see what is what gets ignited and sparked within you, when they see your transformation and they see your real confidence coming through, your calm and your feeling secure within yourself, and when they see that, you might be an inspiration to them to want to try and to start their awakening process as well. And here we have, I lived my life through you. That is a message that is, it can come out in many different ways. And so sometimes, in this case, since we're talking about awakening process, living my life through you. So then, okay, pile number one, you've been living your life through the dress, or you have been living your life through the group that you're with. So you've been living your life through something else, someone else. And then you find that now you want to go beyond that because you don't feel satisfied. There is something lacking and you don't understand what it is, but there's something that is lacking in your life and the way that this is. And so you're going to realize, once you realize that you lived your life through this, it could be any kind of label that we have. Maybe you lived your life through the family name you have, and you did everything that you had to do because of the family name. Maybe you lived your life through religion, or maybe you lived your life through your job, or maybe you lived your life through where you come from, like geographic. Or maybe you've lived your life completely through like race. There are so many different labels that we humans, we attach to, and then we believe that this is who we are, this is all we are, and then we keep on keeping on being the label. And soon enough, we realize that it's very empty to be a label. There's no feelings in the label. There's no emotion, there's no experiences, there's no nothing. It's just labels. And so once you realize that, that's huge, pile number one. Once you realize that, it is huge, because now you can start your awakening process. The awakening process, this is the very reason that we humans are here on planet Earth, to experience this. So congratulations. Congratulations. It's really, really good. Here we have a card saying, always do your best. This is from the 4 agreements. Always do your best is a great way to live your life, and to and also to understand that your best is changing all the time. It depends on how early it is. It depends on how late it is. It depends on what you've been doing for the rest of the day. It depends on so many things. It depends on, but always do your best. No matter, and it's going to change all the time. And it says here, okay, so your best will depend on whether you are refreshed in the morning or tired at night. Your best will be different when you are happy as opposed to upset, or healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. And we do that all the time with ourselves. Self-abuse, yes. That's human nature, it seems, here on planet Earth. Also with the awakening process. So the awakening process, like if you read any kind of religious scriptures, or you read self-help books like The Power of Now, if you read any of these things, the Tao Te Ching, so is how you say it. If you read any of these books, they are so full of wisdom, divine wisdom. And they are also guidebooks to find the core behind the dress. The triumph of lies, all these layers of lies that we put upon ourselves, and we think we have to live it out, which we don't. And the divine wisdom is beyond that. It's beyond that. Excuse me. And this is a reminder to you, pile number 1, that you are made up of the wisdom, of this wisdom, and that the divine wisdom, it already runs through your body, your veins. And sometimes you have to take the challenge and bypass the crazy thoughts in your mind. We all have crazy thoughts in our head, so don't be offended. We all have crazy thoughts in our head. And in order to get to our heart, sometimes we just have to quiet the mind. And when you get the feeling that all is just right, when you have that feeling that everything is just right, now everything is just fine. It takes trust, it takes repetition to find that place, to find that space within yourself, but it is within all of humans. So you can find it, I can find it, everybody can find it. We already have it, we don't even have to look for it. We just have to unravel all the layers of labels that we have attached to ourselves. And beyond the dress, beyond that beauty, is the true beauty, the deeper beauty. And sometimes, with the aging thing too, and the dress and everything looking pretty, be feeling beautiful, and then you grow older and then get saggy and all that fun stuff, and now you feel less worthy, you feel worth less sometimes, right? Which is not true. It's really not true. It's like, this is the deeper wisdom, the deeper I that we're looking for. With the awakening process, you want to find that deeper I that is so much more worthy than that. And sometimes when you do that, you will be orphaned for a little while from your group, or from where you, from who you've been hanging out with, because it's a big change. But just do it anyway. That would be my saying. Do it anyway. So let's see, we have tarot cards. We got here 10 of Wands. And we got 2 of Wands. Seems here, pile number 1, that in your life current or like lately, you've been feeling bogged down, like you're carrying heavy burdens, that the stuff that you used to love before now have become a burden, like getting ready to go to that party or getting dressed in the morning and having all these rules of what you have to accomplish and look like to feel right, to go out in the world and be right. And then all of a sudden you're feeling heavily burdened by that. It doesn't give you the same joy. Maybe you don't look the same as you did before. Now that you have a dressed up and everything, and now you're looking different, and that's not good. That doesn't feel good. And then maybe you had a vision. So you have all these burdens and all this knowledge that you have accumulated throughout the years and throughout your life, and you have all this knowledge there. And then you're like, there's got to be something more than this to life. There has to be something more than this to life. So you have this vision, and you're putting energy and your authority into this vision, that you can see yourself happy and feeling full and feeling beautiful without the dress, feeling beautiful just as you, and getting to know yourself and getting to know who you are, and then awakening from that sleep of being the label and being constantly in your own mind and being on a program in there. We got the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So the 2 of Pentacles. Maybe you started to compare yourself to someone else. Maybe you started to look at someone else that you've seen, and they look happy and they don't even have a dress. They can't even afford shoes. And why are they happy? They don't even have all that stuff, and they are happy. And there you are, you have all the stuff, and you have all those labels, and you have all these rules and regulations on what to look like and how to look like. And then you're getting this understanding that you're comparing yourself to these people, and now you're taking your power back with the Queen of Swords. You take your power back, and then cutting through, using your sword to cut through the crack, cut through the labels to your inner core, so that you can find the worthiness that is beyond. And the Queen of Swords, sometimes she can be too attached to what she considers to be the truth. And so maybe these labels, this is all that you've been trained to think about, and the dresses and how you look and pretty and all that stuff, looking right, be admired by the other women, be admired by the other men, whatever it is, like to have people look at you when you walk in the room and all that stuff. And then sometimes can be too attached to this truth. And so part of the challenge is going to be to release that as the truth, and to be brave enough to go beyond there and look beyond the dress for the divine wisdom that lies within. And be okay with standing on your own 2 feet for a little while and by yourself, because now you're making your own moves and you're finding your own voice, which is a beautiful thing, but it's also hard to do. And so here you are, putting your best foot forward. So pile number 1, that's awesome. And then we got 7 of Fire. 7 of Fire and Strength. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. 7 of Fire and Strength. 7 of Fire. This is projected. If you do go within and you do take note of these things and think about them for a little bit, then you are going to enter into, you're going to be a person who goes the distance. You're not going to conform. You are going to trust that you can make things happen. So this, now you're finding your inner trust. You're not going to conform back to the dresses, because they will try and pull you back in, because now you're making them feel uncomfortable over there. Because now that you're changing and you're saying that this is just empty, I don't like it, then what the other headless creatures over there are going to be upset, because now, oh, you're upsetting their status quo. Now you're upsetting their comfort zone. And so they might want to try and pull you back in there. But this one is telling me that you're going to go the distance. You're not going to conform, and you are going to trust that you can make things happen. And the Strength card is just confirming all of that. The Strength card is just saying here that when you realize that you can have spirit move through you, when you realize that spirit is always moving through you, whether you are aware or awakened to see it and feel it or not, once you realize spirit and once you're allowing spirit to move through you, that's when you can move mountains. To have trust and faith, and then you can move mountains. You can change everything. We got 6 of Wands. No, we got 6 of Pentacles. Put it right here. 6 of Pentacles. This is a card that is speaking more about generosity. So perhaps the money that you put into all the dresses and all the nice jewelry and perfumes, not that you're not going to have nice things, because we all want to have nice things, but maybe in different measurements. Perhaps now that you're starting to awaken and you realize that this is not your identity, it's not who you are, then maybe you can take some of what you already have, and you can start, then you're going to start to feel more concerned about the needy and the distressed. Maybe you can donate some of your stuff to an organization, or maybe you can help volunteer somewhere, or do something for the needy or for those who have less than you have. And then it's going to fill you up. Like, helping other people is really, really a fulfilling thing to do on a soul level. I think we're just wired like that, humans. We're just wired like that, and it's a beautiful thing. And once you start doing all this work, pile number 1, you're going to get a message of some kind. And this is going to put speed towards your outcome, to what you want to achieve. So if you're looking for more peace and contentment, or a feeling of more worthiness, feeling more worthy as just the way you are, then it's going to go fast. Once you start looking into these things, pile number 1, it's going to go fast. And yeah, it promises, it's good promises. And once you have activity in what you're doing and you're taking action on these things, you're going to move forward really quick. And so this is pile number 1, is where are you at in the awakening process? I would say that you're at a point where you realize that the little things in life are very, very important. Those are the little things: to smell the roses, to be in the moment, to realize where you're at when you're there, so you can fully enjoy and experience the moment the way it is. And I believe that the awakening process is the main reason why we are here on planet Earth as human beings. That was your reading, pile number 1. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you liked it, if you want to give me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to my channel, then you will be notified when I upload new stuff. And that beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and loves the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, thank you for being here, and namaste. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Where are you at in the awakening process? That's the question that we're investigating here today. So where are you at in your awakening process? You chose pile number 2, and you chose the voyage. See here, the voyage, and it's a journey. You are about to set out to embark on a journey. You are about to embark on a journey. It could be an inner journey. It can be going internal, which might be what we're talking about here, since this is about the awakening process. The awakening process can only happen from within. So once you start on that journey within, you are going to kickstart your awakening process. Could be also a project or an idea coming to life. Is there anything that you always wanted to do or be? Enjoy the journey and have a clear vision. So who do you see yourself at? So you're about to embark on a journey, and also it's good to have like a vision, like who do you see yourself at? What's your vision? And then who do you want to be? What do you want to be like? And so let's see. Oracle cards, we have one here that is fated to suffer. I mean, life on planet Earth is suffering, isn't it? It's so dark and dense. Oh my goodness. I'm going to spread some joy in there. For sure. Okay, so fated to suffer. Feeling forced into a script. So feeling forced into a script, those are the rules and the regulations that we are obliged to live by. You have to live by these rules and regulations. You cannot go beyond them or do anything different. If you do, then we're going to look weirdly at you and you're going to feel outside of everything. So, fated to suffer. Just keep with the script, and we don't care if you suffer, but now you're making us feel more comfortable because now we can all suffer together. So let's do that. Fated to suffer. Well, of course, you can do that if you want to because you have a free will. But since you are pile number 2 and you are indeed very special and you chose the card of a voyage, which is a journey, I suppose that you might be wanting to suffer less in your life. Perhaps you're looking for a way that you can suffer less and be more enjoying your life more. And so maybe you can open it up. Is there like rules and regulations that you have to abide by? Maybe you can open it up and leave all that and be more alive in the moment. And whatever your inner journey is going to be like maybe you want to have the end goal to be like less suffering. You want to be able to enjoy life more. And then we have an oracle card here saying, assume nothing. Don't make assumptions. In any kind of relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think, and we don't have to say what we want. We assume that they are going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, we feel hurt and think, how could you do that? You should know better. I think we can all relate to that. I think we've all done that in our lives here on planet Earth, assuming things. Maybe you assume that you have to suffer. Maybe that's your assumption about life, that life is suffering. It's always going to have to be dark. I'm always going to have to be depressed. I'm always going to have to be anxious. I'm always going to have to be jealous. I'm always going to have to be angry. I'm always going to have to feel empty. And then it's like, hold up. Don't assume that. Assume nothing, because everything is possible. And everything is possible, especially when you do that little inner journey there. That's the twist of fate that you're bringing into your life, pile number 2. Great stuff so far, so good. Yang, and here are some fireballs coming out of these hands. And also it's the card number 1. And it's the yang, so it's the yin of the yang of the yin, yin yang. And so this is about taking action. This card here, let me see if I can scoop this here in under there a little bit. These cards here. So, taking action, the power to make things happen. Now is a good time to start and create momentum, new life. There is no reason to hesitate. You will have all the energy and vitality to accomplish your goals. Don't make assumptions that you can't do it, because Yang is here saying that take action. You will have everything that you need on that road. Everything that you need, you will have it along the way. It'll come to you in the most magical ways. You're going to have the energy, the vitality, and everything to carry out your mission to go within. Also, the awakening process is about the moment. And right here and now, pile number 2, do you have a problem right now? Probably not, because it's almost impossible to have a problem right in the moment. You might have situations that you're going to have to deal with in your life, in your future. Yes, we all have that. But if you're in the moment, in the now, there's not much suffering right there in the moment. The suffering, for the most part, we created in our mind, in our assumptions, in our head. And so, going beyond your mind, your thinking, is the awakening process. So you're at the brink of understanding that suffering is not everything. I'm going to take action. I'm going to assume nothing. I'm going to leave this journey open, because probably I don't even know what it is, the answer. I haven't been there yet. I don't know about it yet. And so here you are, taking action, great action, moving forward in your life, deep within, going within, and knowing that you will have everything that you need to accomplish your goals that you set out to do. We have the heart chakra and forgiveness here. So let's see. Heart and forgiveness. So sometimes with the suffering, if you're bitter, do you have something there lingering from before? Maybe from a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, or a month ago. Perhaps you got some suffering sitting there still. Maybe someone got something that you didn't, and then now you're being resentful or bitter or whatever. And then now that's your fate. And then so perhaps you can go within and look at your heart space and see what kind of emotions are lingering there. Do you have like obsession? Are you obsessed by some kind of specific outcome? Are you sad because in your childhood everything happened and nothing of what you really wanted to happen, but it was very sad and all that? Perhaps you need to forgive yourself. Perhaps you have to go in there and actively take action and forgive yourself and clear out your heart space. Like grudges and wounds from the past, resentments and anger and frustration, sickness and depression, yes, fated to suffer. It's all the suffering, right? This is the fate that we might think that we have. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to? Have courage, face your demons, and let it go. Okay, so we have, I regret my poor choices. I think we all have pretty much a bunch of regretted choices that we have. I do, though, however, also think that, what can you do about it? Nothing. You can learn. It can be your greatest teacher right here. This here can be your greatest teacher. Because if everything was smooth and you always made the right choices, then you wouldn't have to stop and think about it. And now, because of your poor choices, perhaps you think you are fated to suffer. But assume nothing. Do not assume that, because you are not. This is the journey card, voyage, inner journey, yes. Taking action on it, believing, knowing that you have everything that you need. But first, you might want to step into your heart space and forgive yourself for those poor choices and learn from them. I mean, I have made so many poor choices in my life that it's probably, I don't know, it's way up there in poor choices land. So, doesn't matter, does it? No, it doesn't matter. I learned so many things from those poor choices. I saw so much of human nature through those poor choices. I learned so much about how the world is going to act towards you when you make poor choices. I learned so much about my poor choices. And I'm so thankful. I thank my poor choices all the time. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. Thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. But I would never do that if I felt shameful, if I felt guilty, and if I felt any of that. I wouldn't. So you would have to go in and forgive myself first. That's the thing. I have to be okay with it. And forgive myself. And why not? I always forgive other people. If they come and ask me for forgiveness, I say, yeah, sure, if they understand what they did and they can relay it in a way that I understand, they learn something from it, of course. Of course. I mean, people make mistakes all the time. And let's see what the tarot card said for you, pile number 2. Okay, we got this guy showing up. See, I love this guy. Look at him. He's there under the moon in the dark. All those illusions, you know, the moon, all the illusions, the veil of craziness or whatever. And then this guy or gal, it's not a gender specific reading, walking in there, in this unknown, out in the unknown, with himself and a little light. And he is embarking on that inner journey. This is the voyager man right there. And the hermit, he goes within. That's what he does, the hermit. So already, pile number 2, you probably already have secluded yourself in one way or the other. Perhaps you've withdrawn from the world around you because now you're feeling really bad about all those poor choices that you did. So now you don't want to go out there and talk to people really much anymore. And then you go within, and then you sit there, and then you realize that, oh my gosh, now I'm starting my inner journey. And the inner journey is the only journey that is really, really, really worth taking in this lifetime. The inner journey. And you're right here. So good on you. So where are you in the awakening process? Pile number 2. You are on the brink to journey within. And realize that life is more than suffering. You are going to realize that you can take action. Forgive yourself. And all of this. But you have to take time out first. Got to take the time out. Yep. So there is the inner journey. The hermit, he is or she is the symbol of inner work, inner journeying. The fool, however, is the encouragement to take action in the 3D world, in your to embark on this new journey. So these are decisions that you may have already made. These might be the decisions that you have already made that brings you into this reading, pile number 2 in the voyage, is that the hermit and the fool. You already made a decision to go within, and you're already starting this new beautiful journey. And congratulations, because this is the most important journey that you can take in your whole life. And you're going to have a beautiful adventure. And even on the adventure, don't assume that you're going to make all the perfect choices when you set out on a brand new journey. Don't assume that. That's very strict on yourself. You have to have more forgiveness and kindness to yourself than that. So assume nothing. Be okay with making choices. And you know that you have the capacity to deal with them. So, okay, we got the Knight of Pentacles. Knights are, they take action. And they go slow and steady, so they take their time. Very practical, down to earth. Driven by goals. So here again, now in your now time is driven by goals. Voyage, the journey. What is your goal? Is it that you want to be happier? You want to feel peace? Then the inner journey is the perfect place to be. And so this one now is saying that you're going to take action on it. You're going to go slow and steady so that you can find your way in this new journey that you have started. Pile number 2 is really, really beautiful. So this awakening process is going to keep giving you riches. That's the beauty of the also awakening process is it keeps just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and you get addicted to it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and we got the Page of Wands, passionate new start. So this one here more practical, taking action. This one here is more learning new stuff, taking in, finding new resources of learning and studying. In the beginning, taking on a new journey. So all of this is speaking of taking on a new journey, which is really beautiful. Energetic, charismatic. And also learning about something specific. This Page of Wands, they're young. They like to take off without a specific goal in mind. So then you have it open, assume nothing. You have it open and then you can take off on your journey. Pile number 2. Lo and behold, yes, transformation. Why wouldn't transformation show up here? Because that's what you're doing, is it not? Yes, it is. Let me set it maybe here. Transformation. Transformation. You're changing. Your life is evolving through cycles. So you're setting out on this journey and you're taking action slow and steady. You're going and on this journey with going within, forgiving yourself first and foremost, forgiveness for everything. I have no complaints. Thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. Full forgiveness of every poor choice that you made. Just let it be, let it go. Understand, we're all humans. We all make terrible mistakes all the time. So it's okay. Just learn from it and move on in a better way and become someone that you can be proud of. Something that you would adore. Be someone that you would adore. And then you can grow so much from those poor choices. And the transformation, you're going to let go of the old. You're letting go of the old and you're embracing the new. And we have the moon again. So, the hermit there is walking with the moon. Yep. And here you are. You are just walking bravely. You're just walking bravely into the unknown. Into the unknown, the illusions. There's a lot of activity behind the scenes. The universe is conspiring with you. So once you take this journey, the inner journey, once you decide to do that, the universe is right there with you, co-creating everything and putting out your journey right there in front of you. And the moon is just, this is a message to trust in the mystery. And also remember that the material realm where we're at, it's just an illusion anyway. And so the journey within is going to take you into yourself, where you will learn something about this fated to suffering that might not be what you assumed it would be. Because with forgiveness, taking time to contemplate, taking action, slow and steady, no specific outcome, going forward, slow and steady, learning these new things, implementing them to yourself. Transformation. You are going to transform everything. I mean, the awakening process, once you get the grip of it and you understand that you can do these things, you are going to get addicted, because now this one thing that used to bother you so much is no part of your life anymore. And now you can just walk out there confident and feel good about yourself. Isn't that great? That is a much better way to live than to walk around feeling like you're fated to suffering. Like my life is doomed from the day that I was born and I cannot do anything about it. Well, you can, and you are. And this is the beauty of you, pile number 2, because you're taking the journey, the inner journey. And that's what we want to do. This is our purpose as human beings here on planet Earth, is to awaken. And we have the Lover's card showing up. Perhaps on your journey here, you might be finding crossroads that you weren't expecting. You might have to make some choices. There might be love in the air for you, pile number 2. The transformation is going to help you vibrate on a higher level. And when you vibrate, when your energy is higher level, then you will draw in better things for yourself and higher level things, people. So this might be love in the air for you there. And this might also be the lovers, the connection that you make with yourself when you do this inner journey and you forgive yourself, and then you have a completely new understanding of who you are and what you're worth. Okay, and the beautiful card here though, 6 of Swords. Yes, you just sit in your boat with your decision. There you are. And Spirit is going to take you all the way over these troubled waters. This journey, Spirit and you are co-creating on this journey. Spirit's going to take you over here, over to calmer waters where you are not fated to suffer. You're not supposed to be here and suffer all the time. Spirit is helping you co-create. When you take that first step of your journey, Spirit is there with you all the time, the whole time, working with you. The whole universe is conspiring in your favor so that you can go through your transformation and find your bliss. See, that's the beauty. This is calling also manage your thoughts. Manage your thoughts. You are headed towards safety. You will be safe. You're fine. You're going to be just fine. So don't worry. Calm your fears. You are on your way to a major transformation, but you have to act on it. You have to go within and do this inner journey and look at how you feel about suffering. Do you feel like life is suffering, that you always have to suffer? Then that's where you start. And then you untangle. You go within. Look at your choices that you made. It's okay to regret them. That just means that if you could do it again, you would do it differently, which in many cases would be better. And in many cases would be not better. So don't assume anything. Pile number 2, you are on a journey. Spirit is co-creating with you. You just have to take the steps and you are going to kickstart your awakening process. And congratulations on that. Transformation is at hand. Peace of mind, joy, feeling excited about life again. All that good stuff. Pile number 2, that was your reading. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to follow, click the subscription button. Then you will be notified when I upload something new. And I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate your time and your energy. And until next, the beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and loves that same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste. Pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. We are asking, where are you at in the awakening process? Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the card Taking Risks, which is a necessary part of life, to take risks. So this card here, taking risks. Pile number 3, it's asking you to step beyond your normal day-to-day life. So face your fears. Go beyond what you usually do all the time. Like, go beyond that. And so it's also asking you to like listen to your inner voice. Listen to your inner voice more than the voices, opinions around you. People are going to talk. They're going to make you want to do this, and that. And they're going to talk. They always do. They have opinions. Everyone has an opinion. This is now asking you, take a risk. Listen to your inner voice more than you listen to those external voices. It's also asking you, take a risk, do it in an unorthodox way. So whatever it is that you're going to do it in your own way. Find your own way with it. And those who are willing to face failure are also more willing to and able to succeed. And then let's see the oracle cards we got. Anger and chains. Anger and chains. Yes, anger is really not a fruitful. It is really not a fruitful emotion, is what I'm trying to find. Anger. So anger can be useful if you channel it into being productive. But it's a force channeled like outside. I want to, and you might want to break free. You want to break free. You can break free. Anger is like raw and primal, explosive. Boom. It's a loss of restraint. In anger, you lose your restraint. You don't really know what you're doing anymore. Maybe sometimes you loss of reason. Now you're just acting out of this force of nature. And it's also freedom to break free. And sometimes anger can be used to break many to break one, or save one to save many. So anger and chains. Anger, it's important to be in touch with your anger, because anger is a very, very driven energy, and you can get a lot of stuff done if you fuel up on your anger. You can get a whole lot of stuff done, and it can help you move forward. But also it can put chains on you, because all of a sudden, all your restraints, all of a sudden you're going to do things that you never would do unless you had been so angry. If I wasn't so angry, I wouldn't have done it. And so there is that. And so taking risks and anger and chains. Anger also, sometimes anger can be related to like, the surface I, which would be all the tags, all those labels, your name, your age, where you're from, what you do for work, what's your income, what's your race, where do you live. That's your surface I. And surface I often, the label I often runs around making angry statements, runs around doing angry stuff to other labels, because they don't like the label over there, because label over there saying something else than my label. And now I'm just angry because I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do about it. And that's chains. Now you like, wow, now you're caught up in all these chains and chain reactions. And then the funny part is, well, it's kind of funny, but not really funny. But the funny part is that it's unnecessary suffering. It is unnecessary suffering. Once you learn the deep I, once you are rooted in who you really are, which is the whole point of the awakening process, is to awaken to who you truly are, to find your deep sense of self. Okay, so we have, don't make assumption. Let your life be transformed. Okay, let's see what it says. When you stop making assumption, your word becomes impeccable and your life is completely transformed. Magic just happens in your life. What you need comes to you easily because spirit moves freely through you. Yeah, so what you need comes to you easily because Spirit moves freely through you when you don't make assumptions. Also with anger, like, you're going to attract more angry people. You're going to attract other people, like people who will tick you off, because then you can fulfill your anger need. And so if you have a lot of anger, maybe you can do exercises. Maybe you can go and work out somewhere and punch it out, or like find some kind of a structured way that you can get rid of it. Instead of, like, you don't want to let your anger go out on your kids or your husband or your wife or your friends, or like the colleagues, or just the lady in the store. Like you don't want to let your anger like seep out everywhere there. Like, you want to find that inner peace and that contact within yourself. And taking risks can often include like fear of failure, or taking risks, fear of whatever unknown. And so anger and chains, so taking risks is a good thing, because it'll kick you out of your comfort zone. But the anger and chains, and then we got here co-create. Co-create, okay. You know, with co-creation, it also goes with anger and stuff like that. With, law of attraction. Angry people tend to just attract more angry people. Co-creating. Okay, creativity, art, inspiration, fruition. Co-creating through your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your intentions and actions. You are creating your reality daily. Co-creating allows the spirit to work through you, so nudging you with inspired thoughts and intuitive guidance. It's like you're the paintbrush, co-creating with a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with the universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and when you align with it, you create miracles. Co-creating, whatever it is that you want to achieve, you have to put it into your thoughts, your feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intention, and actions. And take risks. Sometimes you have to take risks and to co-create. Work on the anger. You can use the anger to fuel you to co-create. And then you can use that as a motivation or as a drive to, but you have to align your thoughts and your visions and all the what you want to achieve here. So maybe you can learn how to take risks with confidence, with a deeper eye, rooted in who you truly are. And then you can take risks, and it won't be all or nothing. It would just be something new. Okay, and we have rebirth, okay? Rebirth. We have some room back here? Nope. We got rebirth. Rebirth. That's what you do. With the awakening process, it's like a rebirth. The whole thing is like a rebirth. Where before maybe you were chained by your anger. So pile number 3, your challenge might be just to let go of the anger, to find your way out of the anger and the chains that the anger holds on you, because you are in chains when you're fueled and just driven unconsciously by anger. And you're going to hurt a lot of people that you might have to go back and do apologies and all that stuff afterwards, or feeling regret about it and all that stuff. Because whatever you are co-creating, you also are co-creating with spirit here. With anger and chains, you can create more of that, or you can let that go and take a risk and let your anger go, so that you can now co-create in a peaceful way, in a kind way, loving way. And that's your rebirth. And this is so taking a risk and rebirth is, You have to understand, pile number 3, that you are completely, when you take the risk to rebirth yourself, you are completely and utterly supported by the universe. You can allow that magic of the universe, the spirit, the now, to be birthed within you and co-create in a way that you have never seen before. And this is also rebirth. It means that something in your life is ending so that something new can begin. And here, the anger and the chains, you're ending that so that you can co-create and let your life be transformed, a rebirth. It takes a risk. You got to take a risk, pile number 3. This is what you're used to, and this is the life that you're used to. These are the patterns. These are the things that you're used to. You always did that, so this is what you know. And that is a very scary thing. It's very scary to try and go beyond that and to step out of that. And here you are doing it anyway. So good on you, pile number 3. Anger and chains, don't need that anymore. Let your life be transformed so you can co-create after your rebirth. You can co-create and create whatever you want. And I am sorry I criticized you, okay? Sometimes in anger, I know we are all, we turn into some vicious beings when we're angry, most of us. Unless you're like an angry saint or something like that. But, so anger can make you do stupid stuff. Anger can make you say stupid stuff, and stupid stuff that you say is difficult to just take it back. And sometimes we have to just make amends and then go back and say, hey, I am so sorry, I criticized you. I was under the spell of my anger and I had no right to do that. I feel bad about it. Can you please forgive me? And that's a part of the rebirth too, to go back and make amends with the people that you hurt while you were in anger. Make amends with that so that you can find peace within yourself. And once you find the peace within yourself, you're going to be able to take risks and co-create with spirit in a way that you have never seen. It's going to blow your mind. You are now awakening something very, very powerful. Perhaps the most powerful thing that you can awaken is what you're awakening. And so, pile number 3, where are you at in the awakening process? You're at a point where you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Everything has been stagnant for a while. People are angry with you. You're angry with them. You're annoyed with life. You're just not very content anywhere. So you're on the verge of something and you're going to take a risk. You're taking a risk to change everything. And by changing everything, you have to go into the one thing that is causing you so much trouble and pain, and also other people trouble and pain. And you have to go in there with the anger and chains and cut them, cut the chains so that you can be reborn and just apologize to the people in the past. For the most part, people are very understanding, especially if you have learned from the incident. And then when you go back and you say, I'm sorry, then you can also give the other person an opportunity to see themselves without that label stuck to them. And then the tarot cards. So we say we have the star card. So I think you had, pile number 3, some kind of hope of healing. You had a hope of healing. You had a hope of good health, healing. Anger can also do a lot of stuff with your health. So if you're if you have a lot of anger within yourself, you're going to alternate your health. And so the star card here, maybe you were dreaming about better health. You were dreaming about feeling better. You were dreaming about being more calm and having more control over what you say and do to people. And 2 of Swords. And there you are, maybe in the midst of a tumultuous situation. And you're sitting there with your swords, and you're about to make a decision. So here is all this stuff going on with the anger. You're stuck there in your world with the anger and stuff like that. And then you're taking a risk to be reborn. This is what you're hoping for here. So now, these days, recent past, you've been making a decision. You have to change. You want to change. There's no other way. You want to change. And this also saying that you have been through a hard experience and you may have all the rights to be angry too. Maybe you were wrecked like this, you're feeling wrecked, like we have just a justifiable anger. There is justifiable anger, which is, of course, you're going to be angry. If someone else is wounding you or doing stuff to you that they have no right doing, then of course you're going to be angry. But if you want to heal from it, you have to allow the anger to transform into something else. Otherwise, you'd be stuck in that whole scenario that they had wounded you, the people wounded you. Now you're stuck in this loop with hating them or angry with them or so mad at them. And every time you start thinking about it, you go back into that loop over and over and over again. How angry you are with these people. They hurt you, they hurt you, they hurt you. And then instead of going through that loop, you're going to take a risk. You made a choice. You are going to make a change. And you might not know all the answers. You might not have all the information, but you're going to use your intuition. And you're going to follow your intuition and co-create with the universe. And speaking of intuition, the High Priestess. Now you have learned, perhaps you have learned through all of your experiences in your life, to trust your intuition. Like there are secrets, initiations, there are certain lessons that perhaps the people who made you so angry, what they did to you, suppressed your voice, suppressed your being, suppressed everything that you are. And of course you're going to be angry, you're going to be furious. It sucks, like they have no right to do that. And it's but those experiences have given you a gift that you could have never gotten if it wasn't for that experience. And so the High Priestess here, and this reading is also asking you to look at the value. Look at the value in those horrid experiences that you've had in your life. Look at the value of those. You have gained intuition. You have gained knowledge, secret knowledge that nobody else knows, but you know it. Just intuitively, you know it. And the Moon. Yes, another card of something hidden, something that is not available for you at the moment. Information, illusions, like going in the, like the night of the moon. Also a changeable situation. The moon, look how the moon is changing all the time with however it's set in the sky. And so there's changeable situations, cycles. And if things are obscured, this is asking you, do not blame yourself. And this can also be self-blame, like maybe you shut yourself down because you couldn't do certain stuff in those horrid situations that you were in. Maybe you're feeling guilty because you couldn't take care of somebody in that situation. This is changeable, like you, and there can be so many things that you are sorry for. And then the moon here is just telling you that is, don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Then we have Ace of Fire. Ace of Fire. An Ace of Fire. So, co-creating. Ace of Fire. Spirit-powered action. You're going to get some kind of inspiration. Or maybe that's the inspiration that you got when you were deciding to take a risk. You decided to take a risk. And it's a spirit guided. This is coming like from your intuition, from what you cannot see. And the hope that you have. So there it is. Their spirit comes in and gives you this wonderful, inspired transformation. And also, this here is promising you access to co-creative powers, which is really perfect when you have the co-creation card here. So pile number 3, this is going to be opening up for you to be able to go with that spirit-inspired action and co-create. Whatever it is that you want in your life, you are going to get it. So make sure that you pick something that is fruitful for you and that you put your aim somewhere so that you know, so that the universe can conspire with you and put together the pieces. Emperor. Okay, structure. Structure, strategy, embodying all the qualities of all the kings. And yep, stern sometimes, but definitely able to get things done. Authority, dealings with institutions, maybe banks, governments, or schools. Maybe you have to deal with some kind of stuff with your life here to take care of. Maybe you want to go in and change something in what you see around you, in the structures that we humans live around with our schools and stuff like that. Government. And also following the rules. So this is someone who is following the rules. And maybe sometimes with the Ace of Fire, the spirit-powered action and inspired transformation, sometimes those can be like unconventional things. And the Emperor sometimes can be maybe a little bit stern. And he might or she might have to learn just to go with the flow. Go with the flow and co-create and enjoy the journey that you are creating. And going from whatever you know from before with anger and chains and taking that risk, pile number 3, that's a really, really, really courageous thing to do. And this awakening process is the biggest, the maybe only responsibility we humans have here on this planet Earth. Okay, we have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Got the Page of Wands. Okay. So you are a person, pile number 3, you're curious and enthusiastic. You're eager and engaged to step forward and take this risk and move out of those anger and chains. And you are going to be a student of these things. Often these people also become leaders. And it's telling you, so sometimes the anger can be a fragile ego as well. Like, and then instead of feeling the fragility or the vulnerability, then you be angry instead. And this might be just a character trait that you have to learn to love it and embrace it. And to find that deeper I instead of the ego I, the ego identity. And then we got the Moon card. Got the Moon twice, High Priestess, 2 of Swords, the Star. So, and Rebirth, the Moon. The Moon, secrets, illusions, deceptions. Can be anxiety, dreams. It can also be romantic, inspiring, changeable situations. Pile number 3, this is a beautiful journey that you're about to head out on, and you're going to take the risk. You're going to change your life. And I can promise you this, that once you take that first step and you understand how you can take away those layers of the things that you don't like about yourself, that you don't want. Once you learn how you can discard of those things and rework yourself into a new position, you get addicted to it. The awakening process is the most beautiful thing that you can encounter and experience as a human being on planet Earth. Pile number 3, that was your reading. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you will be notified when I upload new content. And the beautiful light in me, it does honor, it does respect, and it does love all that same beautiful light in you. And until next time, thank you for being here, and namaste.